Hi there, this is Mrs. Brown from the library, and I'd like to show you one of our databases that I think will be helpful with your history paper. So we'll start on the high school resources page and scroll down to EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost is a collection of databases, and we subscribe to a lot of them, but the one that I'd like us to look at a little more closely is Academic Search Premier. So I'll check that. Click continue, and then I have my search bar here. So here's where you can start searching. So let's just say I'm interested in the Salem witch trials. So I start typing in my topic and I get all of these possible searches, which is really helpful. So I'll just pick the first one for the purposes of this video. And you'll see that now I have 331 sources, which is a lot of sources to sift through. So in order to make our job a little bit easier, we're going to use this Refine Results option here on the side. The first thing that I always do when I'm searching in these databases is I click the Full Text button. What that does is it's going to filter out all of the abstracts and the partial articles, and it's only going to give you those articles where we can get this PDF full text, which is going to make everything a lot easier for you. So that took off 100 of those sources. Now to narrow it down further, we can go by source type. So if you know that for this project you need to look at magazines and academic journals, then we will just select those source types. So it's going to filter out all of the other source types. And now I'm down to 72 sources, which is still sort of a long list. So another thing that I can do, I can look by publication date if I'd like to, or I could look at only those articles that are scholarly or peer-reviewed. So these are not just an article that someone wrote and sent off to a magazine to publish. There was a group of people who were sort of experts in the field who read over and fact-checked these articles before they were published. So now I'm down to 22 sources, which is a much more manageable list. So now I can look through these and I'll just choose one here. So I see here, I can look at my PDF full text. Here's some more information about it. But the last thing I'd like to point out is once I've read this article, I've decided this is the one I'd like to use for my paper, I can go over here to the Cite button. I click Cite, and then I can find my citation for my works cited. I'm sure your teachers will remind you that sometimes they make errors with these automatic citation generators, so make sure that you check it before you submit. But for the most part, you should be able to use the citations provided within EBSCOhost. So just a quick recap, we went over selecting Academic Search Premier, narrowing down our search terms based on source type, full text, and scholarly peer-reviewed journals, as well as looking at citation for those articles. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any other questions, please let me know.